shining up inside my eyes, shining up inside my eyes, and a song, it ain't right. The dream is dead when the dreamers die. We never had to get told, we never had to get told one another, but now I know that one of us will go before the other. Unless we make a plan. Maybe we'll 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 make a
Welcome to the Mano Show here on CKMS 102.7. Mano, what you just heard was some Wet Secrets. Before that, Unknown, because it was not quite tagged correctly and it didn't have an artist name. And in the background here, you're hearing some Robot Apocalypse. We've got an amazing Mano show. Mano amigos, thank you for tuning in. The past couple weeks, we've been rebroadcasting the Robot Apocalypse series that we did for the first Robot Apocalypse self-titled release, and featuring all the people who have collaborated on the Robot Apocalypse up until this date. So I was taking August kind of off. It feels like it's still April. August off. And rebroadcasting that. I was set to come back today, and there are some amazing brand new releases. We're gonna jump into one of them in just a second, and we're gonna get to one in a little bit, but there's also been some crazy stuff going on, so I was almost wondering if I should not do this show. I feel like I should, because in all this, I feel like the next Rage Against the Machine's gonna end up coming out of this. All this crazy social injustice that is going on right now. I was also thinking maybe in the background I'd be going through my social media instead. If you're following along on the Radio Waterloo YouTube page or DJ Steel YouTube page, I usually have some psychedelics going on in the background. I was thinking maybe I'd have some social media. I still got to think that one out just because of privacy and stuff like that. I might still do it. Might not, though. What we're going to jump into, though, we got so much stuff here. The first new release, way back when I was doing the show with DJ Adrock. We used to do the feature band of the week, weekly, when we would come in. And we would each grab It didn't have to be necessarily new stuff, but a lot of the time it was new stuff for bands that were playing in the area. One of those bands that we featured was Jenny Mayhem. And we featured back then, I can't think, I've got to look through my library here. I just got everything queued up. She had another set, or I guess group, and they had a song called Drinking Song. And we used to play that all the time. DJ Ad Rock was quite a fan of that one. So, and me as well. Jenny Mayhem just released a whole, I think it's an EP. It's somewhere in between an EP and an album. It's got, I would have to double check, but I think it's got about 7 or 8 tracks to it. We're going to get to a couple of them right here. The album is called Social Piranha. We're going to jump into the title track from that, and also a track called Who's Gonna Love You? Right here, right now, on CKMS 102.7. Mano a Mano!
I guess it's the season. Hearts are breaking all around me. And birds and the bees are flying south to get away far from me. And you say, gotta be realistic. Why you being such a princess? Ain't nobody gonna win this, no. And you say, but you only making me mad. Say like you're my dad. Yeah, I wish you wouldn't do that, no. And you say, who's gonna love you? Who's gonna love you? Who's gonna want you? Who's gonna want you? Who's gonna touch you? Who's gonna touch you like I do? Like I do. I'm gonna love me, I'm gonna love me, I'm gonna want me, I'm gonna want me, I'm gonna touch me, I'm gonna touch me. Without you. Feeling pretty close, almost there, till you said I'm not worth it. And you prefer a girl who's not going nowhere. And you say, gotta be realistic. Why you being such a princess? Ain't nobody gonna win this, no. And you say, but you only making me mad. The way you say it like you're my dad. God, I wish you wouldn't do that. Who's gonna love you? Who's gonna want you? Who's gonna want you? Who's gonna touch you? Who's gonna touch you like I do? Like I do. I'm gonna love me, I'm gonna love me, I'm gonna want me, I'm gonna want me, I'm gonna touch me, I'm gonna touch me. Without you.
I found that other Jenny Mayhem project. It was called Love Seat. I couldn't remember the name of it. Here it is, Drinking Song, the one I was talking about. Some amazing stuff. I didn't realize the first one was the intro track, just kind of an intro there. So we'll probably get to more at the end of the hour. Here is Love Seat right here on CKMS 102.7 Mano a Mano.
Is the same. Me and my friends played a little drinking game. Watch the hours drift on by, then we call a taxi in the morning time. And at the window we stare at the world we reach for.
some Pretend in the background. One of my favorite bands. I make sure to get into some Pretend every week. Before that, you heard some Frankie and the Witch Finger, which is an album that DJ Jaffy Jeff got me for something. I forget what he got it for me for. There's still 3 minutes left, a song's worth of this Pretend music. We're gonna listen to this, but what I want to mention is I got a band coming up called Often the Thinker, and I was referred to them because I'm a huge Do Make Say Think fan. Do Make Say Think are probably one of my favorite Canadian bands, and someone said, well, if you like Do Make Say Think, check out Often the Thinker, because a lot of people compare the two of them and say that they're very similar. I thought, sure, maybe. I checked it out. I've got 2 Often the Thinker albums. These have got to be what I collect next, because these albums are so good. It is like another Do Make Say Think album. Some of them are a little bit different, but for the most part, it is unbelievable how close they are and how awesome Often the Thinker is. I'm still getting used to the track titles, so I think I've got one that is a great track. I'm going to play it next. It is, for the most part, instrumental stuff. This is off their album Better Part of Vice. I'm going to go with Quarter or Half of Greater or Less. Coming up right after the end of this Pretend music. And then we got some even more crazy stuff coming up. I'm going to start queuing it up. I think we're going to jump into some Big Milk. But what I want to also get to is Smash Boom Pow, another favorite of mine, is releasing some brand new stuff. I've got 2 of their new tracks coming up in just a little bit right here on Mano a Mano. All right, Mano amigos, there it was, some big milk right there on CKMS 102.7. Mano a mano! Before that, I played some Often the Thinker, and unbelievable how amazing that is, and how similar it is to Do Make Say Think. If you didn't tell me otherwise, I would think that that was just a different Do Make Say Think album. And what's amazing about that is Do Make Say Think is a Canadian band. Often the Thinker is an American band. So they're two bands from completely different areas that have this cool, real post-rock sound that with the horns and everything, the piano at the end, unbelievable stuff. One of my new favorites right there is Often the Thinker. Big Milk, always a pick-me-up right there. What we're gonna jump into, you're hearing some Robot Apocalypse in the background. Now, going back to the Robot Apocalypse Collective podcast that I had been airing for the past couple weeks, on a few tracks, on the Robot Apocalypse Pick Me Up track, as well as the Robot Apocalypse Chaotic Entrance track, a musician by the name of Ulysses Coper recorded some vocals for those two tracks. And Ulysses Coper, I featured a whole bunch of his solo stuff and some music by his band Smash Boom Pow. Smash Boom Pow was an amazing band that we found out about when we were interviewing the Gay 90s. And we were kind of asking them what the drummer, what his shirt meant. He had a Smash Boom Pow shirt. And so we were asking him because it was just, it didn't have all the letters, kind of like how, I don't know, Kenny Bridges or Mastercraft, how they leave out kind of some of the letters. It was kind of along those lines. So we were asking him what his shirt was about, and he told us about this band, Smash Boom Pow. So we checked it out. They've got amazing stuff. And what's super cool is, I don't know if Ulysses was away or something, like throughout this Corona thing and was stuck somewhere. I don't know. He was away somewhere. The in Smash Boom Pow, it's two brothers, and normally they can record, but Ulysses was away for a little bit. They're just getting back to recording some stuff. What's amazing is right here I've got two brand new Smash Boom Pow tracks. One is called Impatient, and the other is Prisoner. Here they are, coming up. This could be the Ontario debut. That's how new these are, just released. Here's some Smash Boom Pow, right here on CKMS 102.7. Mano a mano!
I was so impatient to see what I had done, that I hurt my heart with what I want a piece of you and now you're looking at me sideways. I just wanna get up close, do it to your body.
Never told you I would be there to catch you if you fell. Just went ahead and held you down. Something special about the love we share. You don't just find that shit every day.
This is not my fault. I was fucking born this way. How did I miss that bubble? These years because of what's been done to me. Oh no, I'm not the victim here. Some things are beyond my control. This means everything to me. Don't ask if you don't want to know. Nothing friendship, nothing gained. So I'ma risk everything. Got your number in my phone, so now you're gonna hear from me.
Babe, I fucking love you, fucking miss you, fucking cry. Trying to hold myself up when I fall down. Something different about the way I feel when I'm alone. There's power in loneliness.
This is not my fault. I was fucking born this way. I've been a piece of that bubble. These years because of what's been done to me. Oh no, I'm not the victim here. Some things are beyond my control. This means everything to me. Don't ask if you don't want to know. You never think the way I do. Not very to compare. Should we get along? I just can't reconcile.
All right, Mano amigos, there it was, some smash boom pow right there on CKMS 102.7. Mano a mano. Now I see why they coming out there was a clean version, which I opted not to do. I played that one right at 9 o'clock, which was good because different rules apply after 9 o'clock so that the swear words are allowed. Darn good track. I apologize if some of the swear words threw you off there, though. There is a clean version. Maybe I'll air that one earlier next week. I was speaking of Do Make Say Think. And in the background while I'm talking here, I've got some Justin Small of Do Make Say Think. With one of his own, he used to do like a daily, or maybe a weekly release, something like that. Anyways, this is one of those tracks called Divided Masculine right here in the background. But amazing smash boom pow stuff right there. So those are I believe the only two tracks released thus far off of hopefully an upcoming album. Smash Boom Pow does do lots of EP releases. They have one full album out and after that a bunch of EPs. So hopefully we're going to see another full album come out from those guys. Some amazing stuff right there. Yeah, so much coming up. I'm even going to get to I'm going to jump into after this some giraffes. Because what I've noticed is I went back and I listened to some of my old podcasts right there on the Radio Waterloo YouTube. You can be watching there right now. You can be watching on the DJ Steel YouTube. The Waterloo one is actually CKMS 102.7 FM Radio Waterloo, which is what the YouTube page is called. Or the DJ Steel YouTube. Or you can be listening on the FM dial. Or online at radiowaterloo.ca. So many ways to pick up the Mano a Mano show and all the great shows on here. Anyways, as I was listening back, I noticed that I always talk for some reason, like how I have this Justin Small track on in the background here. I always talk during Giraffes. For some reason, I don't know why. I always talk during Giraffes. So, I am going to not talk this time during Giraffes and let the song play out. I'm going to go into a track called Heretical Doses. Now, earlier on in the show, I was also talking about how so much social injustice stuff is coming up on Facebook. I was actually giving Facebook and Instagram a break for a while. So if you follow the Mano a Mano page on Instagram, which is @MamRadio, or Mano a Mano on Facebook, you'll notice that there haven't been too many posts. I just went on it recently, and maybe it's because I hadn't been on in a few weeks that it felt like a bombardment of just all these things talking about the NBA, people disagreeing with them postponing shows, people disagreeing with these new police shootings. Like, I almost wanted to put social media up in the background instead of my psychedelics, just to, I don't know, I couldn't believe some of the comments that some people would put on there. It's baffling, but I didn't want to, because this show is so much about promoting the artists and the musicians. I'm still thinking that through. I don't know. It may be a bit too dividing to people. I don't know. So I'm going to keep going with the music. I'm going to keep playing some great music. But I'm going to jump into, after we hear some Giraffes, a Wax Mannequin track that is called Someone Fix the Game. And maybe I'll jump into the price right after it. Someone Fix the Game, which is all about some privilege that people aren't even really aware, and he addresses it through that song. It's a really nice song. So, again, it's by Wax Mannequin, who is a local Hamilton musician. We'll jump into a couple of his tracks. Every Friday, if you follow him on Facebook, he does a live concert almost every Friday. So some awesome stuff. You should follow him, especially after you hear his stuff coming up. And then I'm going to jump into some Cursed Arrows, or Cursed Arrows. They had hinted online. I don't have a full song yet, but they had hinted on their Facebook or Instagram, I don't know, one of the two of them. When I was on there, I saw it, that they have some new tracks recorded, and I just got a snippet of it, and it sounds unbelievable. So I'm gonna play one of their songs, one of my favorites by them that I haven't played in a long time, called Close to the Exit. So I'm gonna go through, we're gonna hear some Giraffes, some Wax Mannequin, some Cursed Arrows, and then we're gonna jump into a whole bunch of other great towel rock right here on the Mano a Mano show. Some Mouthfeel, some Bad Guys Win. Ooh, I'm gonna move this up. Some Audio Boffins. I haven't played this in a long time. Let's move some Unicorns up. Let's move some At the Drive-In up. Oh boy, lots of good stuff coming up. So stick around right here on Mano a Mano.
Going 140 on the 401. The cop lights flashed me down outside Kingston. The officer said, son, I'm just like you. Try to ease up and pass on through. I'm shifty in the customs line. My suitcase is full of shitty Dutch wine. She hears the bottles rattle and clink, whiz me right through with no real wink. My shopping cart won't fit anymore. Thoughtlessly, I walk right through the door. The clerk said, you don't look like a thief. I will let it slide, you can pay me next week. Oh, someone fixed the game for me. Someone fixed the game for me. I'm not on top, but I can see that somebody fixed it for me. I'm sick and scared of living downtown with the disenfranchised, volatile crowd. The bank man said he would sell us a loan for a no money down suburban home. What could go wrong? When the cop, the nurse, the fire brigade, I break down, they all run to my aid. It don't matter just how deep I get stuck. Someone arrives to dig me up. Someone fixed the game for me. Someone fixed the game for me. I scrambled high enough to see that somebody fixed it for me. When other blokes get tossed in the clink, I sneak by to frolic and drink. Some say it's 'cause I'm clever or nice, but that's just code for privileged and white. So if you're of the less fortunate ilk, man up and oppress somebody else, then in a generation or two, someone will fix the game for you, like someone fixed the game for me. I got a pair of nines and I'm hit with a 3. I'm no card shark, but the dealer knows me. Somebody fixed it, I see. But a storm has come. There's a flood rushing in. It's up to my neck and it's through to my skin. Keep your head down. Everything's fine, don't worry about yours. I got what's mine. You see the auctioneer, he's manning the raft. He's calling out the oars and the mast. If I can bid the other guy down, I will sail home, the rest can drown. Someone fixed the game for me. Someone fixed the game for me. That sun is sure hot, but I'm sailing free. Somebody fix this for me. Yeah, someone fixed the game for me. Someone fixed the game for me. Not a drop to drink, no land to seek in. Somebody fix this for me. Can somebody fix this for me? Can somebody fix this for me?
Just so it seems when it is morning. price like you have paid the price. You paid the price. I sung there's a lot more price to come. Yes, there is much more price to come. To go, to come, go. And just when you thought that your trips were done, we've got Brian Adams on the phone. It's Brian Adams on the phone. Brian Adams on the phone. It's Brian Adams on the phone. It's Brian Adams on the phone. It's Brian Adams. And just when you thought that your thing would burst, it's a call for you. The phone. It's Brian Adams on the phone. Brian Adams on the phone. It's Brian Adams on the phone. It's Brian Adams on the phone. It's Brian Adams. Just like the hurt friends with his power. The mouse and Sam ran out to escape. They told the old clock, said you'll know it. Despite the price, it's special today. Somebody's changed the price since you last paid the price. The price is not the same, and I'll blame all of the price that's left to go. All of the price that's left to pay. Somebody's raised the price since you last paid the price. The price was raised today, and I say you take price with all your violent might. Crash price into the earth.
Noises because your hands don't work, because your words don't work. Give me your tired hands. Give me your weak words. I'll twist it up again. Call me when you figure out how to get that song out of your head or shoulder. Your entity precedes your music. There's an empty grave somewhere. I'll stay for you. I'll bury myself. Devoid of hair each other. Like a kid would say. Until I fall just kill on stone. Without letting out one on rape or parents. Across around a comic house of cards. Don't stump and cry for hours. The grave ones hide their nature when I enter the room. While charlatans skate figure eights around our necks. Fool us all, striking by acting like saints out of lines. Leave a song with fear in its heart, languishing apart, not lowly enough to be approached.
guess it's dumb enough for everyone. Access screwdrivers forced in your hands. Put them down, 'cause you're not violent. Screaming at you till my chest hurts, till we best our worst. You want to be connected, but you stay close to the exit. You want to be connected, but you stay close to the exit. Moving towards a real disaster. Moving towards a real disaster. You took the car for this disaster. You took the car for this disaster. This house is haunted. Green eyes, yellow eyes, all eyes. Inside, inside, inside.
Here is local band Mouthfeel with some weighing out humans' most important organ right here on CKMS 102.7 Mano a Mano. There we have some Mouthfeel. A shout out right there to DJ Dylan Francis Clare. That is his band. I believe that is him on the distorted vocals there as well. In the background, we're jumping into some Robot Apocalypse. We've had some crazy stuff this episode of Mano a Mano. We heard some brand new Jenny Mayhem early on in the show. That was some phenomenal stuff. That we featured her way back on the Mano a Mano show. I even found Love Seat, played some drinking game. We also then heard some brand new Smash Boom Pow. We got to some Wax Mannequin. I did a terrible job of addressing some social injustice. I mean, I addressed it, but I didn't give yet my stance on it. And I was talking a little bit about, well, actually, shout out right here to Natty Physicist who was listening and pointed out that he quite enjoyed that Wax Mannequin track, Someone Fix the Game. Fantastic track. I'm actually teaching social justice and social injustice this upcoming school year. So it's been something that I've been noticing more and more and more. And with not being on social media for the past month, I just assume that people, the general population, gets it. Now, so I didn't really realize what was going on social media until the NBA was postponed. I went to watch the Raptor game on Thursday, and all of a sudden the Raptor game wasn't on. So that's when I started to take notice. And some of these things, like they say that change isn't happening, and going back to that song, Someone Fix the Game, people like me, I'm not noticing, and that is a place of privilege, and I understand that because when I went back online and started looking through some of the comments on the NBA players postponing the playoffs, people were so angry at the players and telling them to just stop it and get back. If other people are getting paid to work, you should just be working as well. You're getting paid for it, so you better be. And totally missing, I couldn't believe the comments, totally missing the whole stance behind what they're doing. And with all the Black Lives Matter postings on their shirts, on the court, like some of the and people standing up for the police officers and things like that, to me it seems obvious what should be happening. And I don't know, I think some people I don't know if they're afraid or what. But I felt like I said earlier in the program that I was going to let the music speak for my. I feel like it's slightly political too. I was about to say my political views, but I'm going to say my social justice views. But I feel like that might also be adding to the problem, because what I was thinking about as some of those songs were playing was how the NBA players were saying, sure, the teams are allowing us to do this, but their managers and things like that aren't speaking up and saying that things need to change. And so as I was listening to those songs saying I was going to let the song speak for me, I thought, no, you know what? I should speak for myself, and I should say that things need to change as well. So I wanted to jump in. I think that the only apocalypse that should be happening is the robot apocalypse that we're hearing in the background here that should be going on, and things need to change. And I was putting on the site Black Lives Matter. I see that it's kind of come down on the Facebook page. I think that it should go back up. I'm probably going to see if I can get it back up there, and we're gonna carry on. Hopefully things do change here. I know with this COVID and everything, it's kind of heightened people, and people are kind of ultra sensitive on the social medias. So I'm hoping that it's just that, and people aren't missing the point of what's happening. Anyways, I'm gonna jump into some more music here. I feel like I can address it planned when I have set things I want to talk about if I'm addressing social injustices. But just off the cuff, I'm going to leave it at that. In the background, we're hearing some audio boffins. There was a brand new audio boffins released. If you go to Mano Radio, or if you type in Mano Radio Bandcamp, you will find it. Brand new audio boffins track. I'm going to jump into it. This is Rain God's Rainbow. And this one was actually performed at the CKMS COVID Fest. Then we're going to jump into some unicorns and whatever else we can get to in these next 20 minutes of the Mano show before Discoteca takes over the airwaves. Right here on CKMS 102.7. Mano.
There's a lot of strange people involved in it. You know, there's people who are really, really heavily into the more satanic aspects of it and the really kind of violent aspects, which I'm not necessarily into.
Want to get more details on that? Call 1-800.
Say, let's get known. If we keep it up, we'll show the haters it's gonna be soon, not later. Hey, let's get known. If we work real hard, we can buy some matching clothes for our live shows. Look at the ants on the floor. They work real hard, lifting 3 times their mass and sometimes more. So what do you say? Let's get known. Let's have 2 spotlights shining with all
amigos, there it is. I'm almost out of time right here on CKMS 102.7 Radio Waterloo. Coming up next, we got Discoteca. What you just heard, if you love that last track, it's such an interesting sound on that last track. That was 8-Inch Betsy with their song True North. Before that, we heard Rose Brokenshire with her track All Right. We're getting to some brand new releases right here. Brand new releases. We're going to go even into another one called The Evergreen Standard in just about a minute here. And I'm going to get to a couple others that are newer released that I'm running out of time here, so I'm going to give a couple extra tracks for the online crowd, for the group who are watching on the YouTube, on the Radio Waterloo YouTube, or on the DJ Steel YouTube, because we've only got about 3 more minutes left on the FM before Discoteca hits the airwaves. Make sure to check them out. We hear some Mouthfeel right here in the background, and I'm gonna jump into it right now. We've listened to some Mouthfeel, so I don't feel bad doing this to Dylan Francis Clare. I play Mouthfeel every time I'm on the radio. So here is some Evergreen Standard with their track Rolling Down Your Plaid right here. Thanks for tuning in, Mano amigos. I will be back every Saturday, 8 to 10, right here on CKMS 102.7. Radio Waterloo.
Ran out the door before I answered. You grabbed a drink that looks like mine. I saw you standing next to someone I want dead. I took my leave, went back inside. I can't remember my own name. It's probably best that I just go. You don't know what it's like. It's kind of like I already knew. All the odds and ends, it's just to watch you break. I can't read anything you do. And I didn't see you standing there. I just might need one more drink. It's what you said. And everything I own is exactly what I'll take. We can't go back in time. It's getting cold outside, kind of like you said. Dump out your drink. Roll down your blood. It's getting cold outside, kind of like you said. Dump out your drink. Roll down your blood. And all the odds and ends, it's just to watch you break. chasing rainbows that we'll never get to see. You may think you've seen it all, but there's so much more tonight. The thing that they call freedom is nothing but a love rise. We're nothing but chemical robots, forced to live on time. We're nothing but chemical robots, forced to live on time. This love we're feeling in our longing hearts is lying. Get stuck with pretending for others to be real. You may think you've got it all, but there's so much more to you. The thing they call emotions is nothing but an illusion for us. We're nothing but chemical robots, forced to live on time.
Taste magic in the air, sweet smell of moonlight, floating in the clouds, bathing white eyes. Sweet magic in the air, disappearing moonlight, taken away from here. And now I'm under. You drive an arrow through my heart. And now I'm under. Sweet arrow through my heart. And now I'm under. Sweet taste of fire now now I'm under your spell. Yes, deeply under. Now I'm under your spell. Yes, deeply under. You drive an arrow through my heart. And now I'm under. Sweet arrow through my heart. And now I'm under. Arrow through my heart. And now I'm under. Sweet arrow through my heart. And now I'm under. Arrow through my heart. And now I'm under. Sweet arrow through my heart. And now I'm under. Arrow through my heart. And now I'm under. Sweet arrow through my heart. And now I'm
Jesus, I've taken my cross out to leave and follow thee. Jesus, I've taken my cross out to leave and follow thee. I'm destitute, despised, forsaken. I'll tell you and follow thee and follow thee.
drive my heart to the cross. Your man-made trouble to distress me, to drive this heart to the cross.